I went down a rabbit hole this week and I fell in love with the show Fellow Travelers with Matt Bomer and Jonathan Bailey. I definitely started watching the show because of Jonathan Bailey. I love him. I think he's so handsome, he's so charming, and I wanted to see what this story was about. I've definitely seen some clips of it on TikTok and other places prior to watching it. So I sort of knew what I was getting into. It takes place in the 1950s and 60s during McCarthyism and the Lavender Scare, and we're following these two men who work in government. And if you don't know what the Lavender Scare was, the government basically decided that all people who were homosexual were deviants and they were unsafe for the government. And it coincided with McCarthyism and the fear about communism. So it was a really tense time to be in government. Homosexuality was very much an under the table hidden thing. And we get in the show, we get some flash forwards into the future in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, where one of the characters is affected by the AIDS epidemic. So I went down a rabbit hole, as one does, and I looked up books that are similar in theme to the show Fellow Travelers. The first one that I found is actually the book Fellow Travelers that the show is based off of, and it is by Thomas Mallon. And like I said, it follows two men who work for the US government and their tale of their relationship while hiding it and trying to save their careers and make their way through the government bureaucracy during the McCarthyism and Lavender Scare. Another book that I found was Pulp by Robin Talley. I have my notes in front of me, so I apologize for looking down. And it says this novel features dual timeline exploring the lives of two lesbians, one during the Lavender Scare and the other in the present day, who researches that era through the lens of 1950s lesbian pulp fiction. So that seems really interesting. I am probably going to add that to my TBR. I also found Hall of Mirrors by John Copenhaver. This looks like it's a mystery novel set in the 50s in Washington, D.C. during the Lavender Scare and McCarthyism, and it features characters that are impacted by the anti gay sentiment. And the last one that was recommended to me was Keep to Me Stranger by Sarah Aldridge, and again, set in the 1950s during McCarthyism and the Lavender Scare, and it centers around the experiences of lesbians in Washington, D.C. The show does feature a couple of lesbian characters, but it's very much focused on the male point of view. So I'm looking forward to reading more about the female point of view. As we know, it wasn't just men being homosexuals. Women have loved women and men have loved men for all of time, and it is okay. It is natural, and that era of time just blows my mind that that was a thing. But I know that that oppression still exists today. It's just maybe a little bit less obvious. So let me know if you're going to check any of these out or if you've read them and what your thoughts are.